If you saw my first video, you know that I decided on the focus for this piece would be that the elder figure or ancient figure would be passing on their wisdom and their stories to the younger child. It's getting a little bit late, and the daylight light bulbs are gonna put a really bright cast, but I'm gonna slowly move in so that you can capture some of the details. I've altered the color of the face a good bit, and I'm not totally convinced that I'll leave it this color, but so far I like it in the direction that it's headed because I want this figure to be a bit aged, but I also don't want it to look Caucasian in the sense, because my figures don't really read that way. They read fractured with all the colors that I believe that they have within them, and then they come out that way. And then I've been working on this smaller figure, and he has several ears, and he has several ears because he's listening intently to what he's being told. He's also reaching out to this figure. So far, this is where the piece is at. It's got a long way to go. But I'm really loving the process and the story behind it. And I also love the challenge of working with my contrast and darks and lights, because I had all of my dark energy fields red, and then I added dioxazine purple or violet, so it really went to a black. And I don't think I'll keep the black or the dark color, but I'm going to play around with that. I think what I'll probably do is lighten the sky a good bit and give each figure a light source, because I haven't built that in quite yet. And then I will consider where I want to put my darkest values. But so far I like where this piece is headed. It's a big job, but it's teaching me a whole lot, so stay tuned. This one's pretty close to done. I went back and forth with the values and contrast in deciding if I really wanted them to come forward in a really profound way. But then the more I got to thinking about it, storytelling is full of imagination and wonder. And to me, that means color. And vibrant, crazy, wild, imaginative color. So as I considered that, I really wanted the explosion of color to be integral to this piece, as well as the dialogue between the two figures. It's a complex piece. It was a challenge going back and forth, and I'm gonna let this sit for a few more days and revisit it, but it's real close to being finished. I'm thrilled with the picadillos in their faces and the complexity of their fractured beings, because the way I view the world is we're all fractured. There's no perfect in the world. So I love kind of emulating that when I paint, in fracturing the skin or fracturing the subject or fracturing the abstract spaces or planes and figures. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So here is, I haven't titled it yet. I'm going to have to think about the title, but I do know the story behind it. And we will zoom in up close a little bit and let you see some detail. Now the color is probably not really true here. Maybe just a little cool because of the daylight lights. But it's pretty close. And I'll get you pretty up close. There are layers and layers and layers of color. And pigment. And charcoal. I will post a finished piece with the title and the background story on Facebook and then on my website. So thanks for viewing.